Eric Rill on your right. We got Mardu Dragons. We got Green-Red Dragons. If you like Stormbreath Dragon and Thunderbreak region, you have come to the right place. Wouldn't be surprised to see Chris Van Meter maybe walk around the feature match area here in just a moment, wondering what's going on. Come on, CVM, playing Devotion. You know it's got to be Dragons time. Eric Rill knew. He's going to try to get the job done here. Elvish Mystic is a great start.
Yep, this is the critical. And here's the compare-contrast. Forest and a Mana Accelerator for Eric and a Temple from Jamie.
Rill will take a draw step. I think maybe he was looking for an untapped red source to be able to play a turn 2 Goblin Rabblemaster, but instead it was just a Temple of Abandon. So Rill gets the Scry. That card's going to stay on top. Mystic going to come in for 1. Kelly down to 19.
Yeah, talk about getting out in front of the action. A turn 2 Rabblemaster on the play.
Yeah. Draconic Roar is going to slow down that Elvish Mystic. That's a good idea. Stormbreath Dragon is the reveal there for Kelly. Back to Rill will go. Rill with a Mountain. And now a Rabblemaster. A Goblin token will join. An attack for 1 is going to bring Kelly down to 18.
And that Draconic Roar Jamie used there was to prevent Eric from casting Thunderbreak Regent the following turn, but opened up the door for Goblin Rabblemaster.
Haven of the Spirit Dragon into a Goblin Rabblemaster here from Kelly. He'll make a Goblin. That'll die, of course. Pass a turn back. Rill will take a draw step. If he's got a way to get this Goblin Rabblemaster off the board, it gets pretty ugly here for Jamie Kelly.
Yeah, Jamie's already in trouble.
Rill going to play another Goblin Rabblemaster, which will bring 2 Goblins now. They're all going to come into the red zone, of course. Rabblemasters will trade, but 3 damage is going to come through. And even though this is a Green-Red Dragon deck, we've seen Rill win so many games this way this weekend.
And this is what Eric has to do to be able to win this game, is get out in front of the action. The later the game goes, the better it is for Jamie.
Rabblemaster number 2. You can see the difference between that card on the play and on the draw. Here's a roast. Now Rill might be able to run away with this thing. He'll play a Temple. Take a look at the top card. Leave it on top. Goblin token. Trigger from the Rabblemaster. Whole bunch of damage. Looks like it's 10.
And the leftovers are 2 Stormbreath Dragons. Not bad.
Oh, boy. You can thought seize me if you want. Yep, there goes 1 Stormbreath Dragon. That game was quick. Eric Rill going to win game number 1 here over Jamie Kelly. Green-Red Dragons. Being on the play is a lot different than being on the draw. Up a game here over Mardu Dragons. My goodness.
All right, 2 minutes, 8 seconds. Not bad.
Looking for a finals record, perhaps? I don't know. We'll take a look at the sideboards here to start. Kelly does have some nice options here in 4 Anger of the Gods, 2 Ultimate Price, 2 Kolagun's Command, 2 Outpost Siege, 2 Elspeth Sun's Champion, a Duress, a Read the Bones, and a Crux of Fates. What do we like here for the Mardu player?
I like, even though there's a lot of the same threats in these decks, I like Jamie going into a bigger, more control package here to really leverage his more powerful late game. I like bringing in Anger of the Gods. I like the Ultimate Prices, the Kolagun's Commands, the 2 copies of Elspeth, and the Crux of Fate. I think Jamie wants to just slow the game down as much as possible and take advantage of his removal spells and more powerful 5 and 6 mana plays.
For Rill, he's got a Dent Protector, a Reclamation Sage, an Outpost Siege, a Twin Bolt, a Wild Slash, a Chandra Power Master, and a Roast to go along with 2 Nissa World Wakers, 2 Xenagos the Reveler, 2 Arc Lightning, and 2 Barrage of Boulders.
There's not really a lot going on the sideboard that I'm thrilled with because none of these cards are particularly good against Jamie converting into a big deck, nor is there a lot of action against Flyers. I suppose if you're expecting a slower game with a lot more removal, the Dent Protector and the Outpost Siege are pretty easy to bring in. The Planeswalkers are a little bit dodgy just because Jamie has so much haste, but if he's expecting the game to really slow down, he might want to go to those as well.
These players going to shuffle up here for game number 2 as Rill did win game number 1 very quickly. We will talk about the Grand Prix that is taking place in London August 14th through the 16th. Before we had to hide what the playmat was going to be, but no longer is Ravaging Blaze, a card that was drawn by Alexi Bricklot from Magic Origins, along with these sweet tokens from the Versus series, Brian Braun-Duin, Chris Van Meter, Brad Nelson, Todd Anderson, and Tom Ross. Those are registration rewards, some pretty good ones there.
And you can tell why we had to keep it under wraps. This is from Magic Origins, a set that actually hasn't been released yet, so very excited about that.
Our guest of honor, John Avon, Alexi Bricklot, 2 awesome artists, and if you were not at Grand Prix Charlotte and you didn't see the lines for Therese Nilsson and Volkan Baga, trust us when we say you better get in line early.
Yeah, with Bricklaw, you get an opportunity to get your playmat signed there at the event, and John Avon, one of Magic's most celebrated artists. The lines are going to be long, but it's well worth it.
The Versus Series seminar and the meet and greet here by our Versus Series All-Stars, of course, Todd, Brad, Tom, BBD, and CVM. Little seminar, a little meet and greet, sign some cards, all that good stuff. We got to do one of those at Charlotte. A lot of fun.
A lot of fun. You get to talk about the deck you're playing. You get some great advice from the 5 of these guys and opportunity to get some stuff signed. Just hang out. Be a lot of fun.
This was very popular at Grand Prix Charlotte, which, if you think about it, not much of a surprise with how Magic tournaments are nowadays. Not everyone wants to play in the main event, which can be like 3,000 people. We expect London to be pretty large, but if you want to play in just a couple of challenge events, here's the way to do it.
Yeah, we have 4-round challenges that run periodically, a variety of formats. For 25 pounds, you get a one-day badge that allows you to play in all of the challenge events for that day. That comes with a side event voucher, which you can use for an 8-person draft or a win it box constructed event. For 65 pounds, you get a 3-day badge that allows you to play in all the events Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Comes with 2 side event vouchers, and most importantly, the Grand Prix playmat. So if you're looking to get the Grand Prix playmat without participating in the main event, the 3-day Infinite Challenge badge is the way to go.
It's all about customizing your experience now at Grand Prix as well with our new tiered registration, which was very successful at Grand Prix Charlotte. You can do the basic cable with the bronze. That's 40 pounds. You get a playmat, a Gristle brand, a month of premium, and the Versus Series tokens. You can go all the way up to platinum again, which was very popular at Grand Prix Charlotte with that playmat, a Gristle brand, a year of premium, 3 packs of sleeves, 2 side event vouchers, Versus Series tokens, both non-foil and foil, exclusive pin, water bottle, VIP badge, VIP lounge access, and there's even more stuff that we haven't even listed there just yet. StarCityGames.com/GP London, August 14th through the 16th. Pre-register now, get it out of the way. Meet some great artists, meet the stars of the Versus Series as well.
Yeah, you can pre-register right now. It's something you're going to want to consider doing, especially if you're looking at some of those higher tier of registrations, because we anticipate those selling out very quickly.
I promise you this much, it's going to be a big tournament.
Yes.
This thing's going to be no joke. So we look forward to seeing everybody there as Jamie Kelly gets ready here for game number 2 against Eric Rill. Kelly will be on the play with Mardu Dragons. Got ran out of the gym that game.
Yeah, that was Eric's draw right there. His man acceleration, allowing him to be ahead of schedule. Jamie never being able to come back and not take advantage of his more powerful late-end spells.
So we'll see what Kelly can do on the play here. Rill showed the power of Elvish Mystic there, and Draconic Roar having to kill that means it didn't have an answer to Goblin Rabblemaster. And that was really all the difference in the game. Rill's draw was fantastic there. We'll see if Kelly is up to the task here for game number 2. He's going to keep. Rill going to take a look at his hand. We'll see if he wants to keep it. Appears he's happy enough. A Temple of Silence is how Kelly will start things. He's going to put that card to the bottom. We'll head Rill's way. Does he have an Elvish Mystic to start? Nope, just a Temple of Abandon. Take a look at that top card. We'll see where it goes here for Rill. To the bottom as we go to Kelly. Kelly will take a draw step. Nomad Outpost the draw. He'll go with the Temple, however. That card's going to go to the bottom too, so Jamie Kelly not finding what he's looking for with the Scries. It's a Wooded Foothills, just a passing of the turn there for Rill. Crackling Doom the draw here for Kelly.
And I think Jamie has sided into a much bigger, much slower deck.
With Rill not jumping out very quickly this game, this is the kind of start that Jamie Kelly wants to see on the other side of the table.
Exactly, and I think cards like Goblin Rabblemaster, Secret of the Way, Soulfire Grandmaster, some number of those cards have been cut out of Jamie's deck as he's settled in for more of an Anger of the Gods removal spell into Elspeth kind of game plan.
He already has a copy of Anger of the Gods in hand right now. See Rill sacrifice that Wooded Foothills, go down to 19. There's a Forest. Here's Death Mist Raptor. That's a good one to kill with an Anger of the Gods.
Although I like Eric starting there, you know, he's anticipating Jamie has a removal spell, so he's trying to lead with the threat that it's awkward to use an instant speed removal spell on.
A Temple here from Kelly. That card, let's go into the bottom as well. What's next here for Rill? A couple copies of Crater Claws in hand. It's a Rabblemaster. That'll bring a Goblin along with it. Kelly going to go down to 19. Tie game right now. Go back to Kelly. He'll take a draw step. Looks like he did pick up a copy of Soulfire Grandmaster in combination with Anger of the Gods. Bit of a combo there.
People love to keep 2 Doves creatures in their deck when they bring in Anger of the Gods.
It's risky.
It's a different game.
There's a Plains. Here's Soulfire Grandmaster.
And this is a combo of sorts.
Just pass the turn back right now.
Combo-ish.
Indeed. Draconic Roar in hand here for Rill. He'll start by playing a Wooded Foothills. It's time for a Crackling Doom. Here's Draconic Roar. This is in response to the Doom so that no life is gained. So there goes the Soulfire Grandmaster.
Really nice sequencing there from Eric.
Now an attack for 1.
Doesn't want Jamie to pick up those life points for free.
Pass that turn back. Kelly does have a copy of Stormbreath Dragon in hand, along with another copy of Anger of the Gods. Here comes the Dragon. There's no Mana Outpost. Pass the turn back. See if Rill wants to sacrifice the fetch land here. The difference in this matchup is that Kelly actually has some pretty efficient ways to get Stormbreath Dragon off the table, where Rill does not really.
That is where Jamie's edge is.
Yeah.
It's in the longer games where he's able to take advantage of the fact that he has cards like Crackling Doom, Murderous Cut, and so forth.
Also, Kelly is 1 land away from going monstrous with the Stormbreath Dragon, which is very scary as well.
The problem is that if he goes attack and monstrous Stormbreath Dragon, assuming that Eric's play this turn is his own Stormbreath Dragon, Eric could easily crack back for lethal with Crater's Claws.
Looks like he's just going to claws right now and get that Stormbreath Dragon off the table. Attack for 1 with the Goblin. Pass that turn back. Kelly will take a draw step here. Currently 14-12 in favor of Kelly. I think he found another land there in Temple of Silence, so he's flooding pretty badly. He does get the Scry, fortunately for him. He's going to leave that card on top, so he's finally found something he likes with one of those temples. All the other Scries have been to the bottom. Here's an attack for 1. Let's see what Rill's follow-up is going to be. It's going to be a copy of Outpost Siege. Looking to go a little bit longer.
I mean, that's pretty awesome given the way that Jamie has sideboarded and, how the game is being paced so far. Eric, it feels like he's going to have a lot of time.
This gets interesting now. There is Elspeth, Sun's Champion. That was the card that was left on top. 3 soldiers going to come with it. Kelly will play a Battlefield Forge. Pass the turn back. Anger of the Gods is the last card in hand here for Jamie Kelly. Rill will reveal a Gobble Rabble Master. Not great on this board.
It's still a thing to do.
It is. See Rill's hand, Stormbreath Dragon, Crater's Claws, and a Mountain.
And there is a line to play available to Eric here where he can play Stormbreath Dragon, attack Elspeth down to 1, so minusing the following turn is not an option. Untap, attack, and Crater's Claws for lethal. But if Jamie has any resistance, that plan won't work.
It is certainly a risky plan. Looks like he's just going to claws to take care of Elspeth.
And I don't mind taking this position here because Eric has Outpost Siege in play. He can afford to play a longer game.
He'll pass the turn back over to Kelly. See what Kelly's draw is now. A copy of Thoughtseize. Pretty good. This will take care of the Stormbreath Dragon that Rill has in hand.
I mean, it's good that Jamie has answered the Stormbreath Dragon, but still doesn't answer the Outpost Siege, and that's where this game's going.
And that does reveal a Stormbreath Dragon right now, so Rill's already reaching for mana. At the very least, he gets to cast a dragon. That's exactly what he's going to do. That'll enter the battlefield. Now it's going to come to the red zone. Kelly is down to 7. There's a Mountain past the turn back. He'll take a draw step here. He picked up a Stormbreath Dragon of his own. He is in a very, very difficult spot right now. Outpost Siege might just be too much for him to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to play defensively against someone drawing 2 cards a turn. That's really hard to do.
There is Stormbreath Dragon past that turn back. A defensive Stormbreath Dragon is really never where you want to be. Draconic War is the reveal. We're going to count how much mana he has access to here.
I mean, Jamie's forced to chump block here if Eric goes monstrous.
I'd be surprised if he didn't. Draconic War, not a bad place to start. Get a token out of there. He's got a dragon on the battlefield, so gets to deal 3 points of damage there. Here's a temple. Take a look at that top card. See if he wants to keep it. Looks like he does. Now he attacks.
Modern Premier IQ players, that is time in the round. Active player completes your turn and they complete the
And there's your activation of Monstrosity.
Please call for a judge. That's time in the round.
Kelly will draw. Picked up a copy of Crux of Fate. That's an answer to the problem.
Again, sort of. I mean, he's not dead this turn, but Outpost Siege is still doing its thing.
Rill will draw. Haven of the Spirit Dragon, Stormbreath Dragon was going to be the draw, and that is going to do it. Eric the Thrill Rill Assassin. He gets the job done with Green-Red Dragons over Jamie Kelly, and this is a 5th Open Series win. He is your standard Open champion here in Indianapolis. Congratulations to him.
And the way that Jamie sideboarded, you know, he was settling in for a long